right, we're going to talk a little bit about persuasive writing and giving a speech. So, your lesson objectives are that by the end of the lesson, you will be able to explain the goal of persuasive writing, list and explain the features of a persuasive argument, explain how a speech is different from an essay, and write a persuasive speech to defend a position. Your keywords are persuasive writing, elements of a good argument, and speech. Persuasive writing is also known as argumentative writing. This is writing that attempts to convince a reader to agree with the author or to take a specific course of action. So the other day I asked you what you guys thought it took to have a good argument, what it took to actually make someone agree with you, and you had all kinds of ideas. Today we are actually looking at that. Persuasive writing has a specific goal. You want your reader or your listener to agree with you or do something about what you are talking about. So, you need to have a clear thesis or position statement. What exactly do you want your reader to believe and or do? You're going to need to use logically organized, fact-based evidence to support this. We all have our opinions, and opinions are our own opinions. They're what they are. But that does not mean that people have to agree with us just because we believe a certain way. In persuasive, argumentative writing, you have to prove to your audience that your opinion is accurate enough to be acted upon and believed in. And that means you're going to have a counterclaim, which is quite simply acknowledging the other side's arguments and explaining why their arguments are invalid. And then you conclude by restating your position. So to sum up, a persuasive argument is going to clearly state your position, back that point of view with factual, logical evidence, acknowledge and refute the arguments of the opposite side of the claim, and then restate your position. We are going to be practicing persuasive writing in a speech, which is a verbal presentation or a spoken essay. Speeches are entirely spoken. You might support them with visuals, but they're also concise and to the point, and you need to memorize them. They still have an introduction, body, and conclusion, and rely on verified fact and data. They must also be credible and cited. However, essays are entirely written, might include visuals. They're longer and more thorough, and they're formatted in paragraphs. So the difference between a speech and an essay is really going to come down to the presentation and the supporting of the formatting of your particular arguments. To give a good speech, you need to focus on your key message. You cannot go off on tangents, no chasing squirrels or bunny rabbits or anything of the sort, straight to the point. Then you need to support it with 3 strong examples. Not anything that's only kind of sort of related. You want your examples, your facts, your points to be powerhouses. You need to remember this is a performance and prepare early. If you have to read straight from your cards, you have lost your credibility with your audience. Know what you are going to say and practice it so that it is memorized. Maintain good posture and eye contact while you talk to your audience. And use visuals to enhance your point, not to carry your presentation. So if you make, for example, a slideshow to go with your speech, you do not want to be reading the bullet points off your screen or have every word you're going to say on your screen. You want them there to help iterate what's going on. A good argument relies on persuasion, not insistence. This is something I need you guys to remember because you get insistent rather than persuasive. You have to use fact and credible examples to prove your point, and you must stay on focus to deliver a riveting speech and convince your audience to agree with you.